What's up, fight fans? This is Kirk DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. As we know, Anthony Joshua has split with two trainers in the last 12 months, and now he is in the United States of America right now looking for a new team, gathering a new team, and soon we will know who that new trainer is. And word around the campfire that it is Virgil Hunter, right? Virgil Hill's a ex-former fighter, by the way. But Virgil Hunter is supposed to be the front runner, but we really don't know with AJ because, he's so, he is a very, very private person, so everything is kind of kept secret in-house, which I think it should be anyway, especially dealing with someone that sought after, that popular, right? And let's talk about some of these coaches for a second, right? Rob McCracken, been with him since the Olympics, and then Angel Fernandez, of course, assisted Rob McCracken later on. And a lot of people thought that he should get rid of Rob McCracken. Of course, you had Tony Sims back then, but that was, way back in the gap. And after the loss to Alexander Usyk, the first loss to Alexander Usyk, he, decided to sack McCracken. Right, and then he got with a lot of coaches, which you seen him with Ronnie Shields. You did hear about him talking with Virgil Hunter and a lot of others, and he ended up going with Robert Garcia. And he gave him praise. He said, well, I knew that it was something different in this camp, from all the others, and he deciphered, and all that stuff, and then he went with Robert Garcia. Well, after his second loss, you didn't really hear him say too much of anything. He had, of course, had the meltdown. So you had the meltdown, then you had the breakdown, and then everything was kind of unclear on where he was at, who he was still with, and recently, after that, basically, Robert Garcia was saying things on, Spanish-speaking talk shows that, Anthony, didn't do enough, or, different things were said about him. Like, he didn't express enough. He didn't do enough in the ring. And a lot of people thought, oh, well, it was a translation thing. Well, so then after that, there was a few interviews that Anthony Joshua had where I know it was one in particular that I covered, that they asked him, where, who's going to be his next trainer. And you could see he rolled his eyes, like you could tell by his body language, his facial expressions, that in fact, he just did not want to talk about, Robert Garcia. So, we were safe to say Robert's out, so now, he has casted him down by the wayside, right? And looking for someone else to train him. And Bat's backstory's over with. Two trainers, Rob McCracken sacked, Robert Garcia sacked. Now he's looking for someone else for his comeback fight. And me counterpunching Anthony Joshua, I think that, and I know this for a fact, there would be no changing of any trainer if he wouldn't have took another L. I think people and fighters, they change trainers for different reasons. Maybe it's mental. Maybe they feel like, hey, well, maybe, this new trainer will teach me something else. But I really don't believe that shit. I think really what happens is, if it's mental, it just gives you a new idea or a new sense of, accomplishment that you're trying to prepare with someone else. It won't put you back in the same mental lock as with that other trainer. Because you ever heard the saying that people can tell you, like, two people can tell you the same thing and it sounds totally different. I think that's what happens in that situation. But I knew for a fact, like, if Robert Garcia, he would have still been his trainer had he won that decision. Now, how he reacted after that is totally up to him. And I think it's all up to the fighter. You don't change a trainer just because you take a loss. And that's one thing that a lot of people gave Anthony Joshua credit for when he got beat by Andy Ruiz. And everybody was saying, sack McCracken, sack McCracken, sack McCracken. But then it was like, well, he didn't do that. And he showed loyalty for the utmost. And a lot of people respected that. Now, I think, since he's left McCracken after the first Alexander Usyk loss, then got rid of Robert Garcia, now you have, a lot of people that are now questioning Anthony Joshua and what's really going on with him. You know what I mean? So I think that's the whole key to everything. But you guys tell me what you think about Anthony Joshua and his possible new trainer. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.